Hello guys, welcome back today. Today's video is gonna be the top 10 worst contracts in the NHL. I already made a video about the best ones. Of course, this is my opinion. The last one was my opinion as well. But today, it's just gonna be the worst ones. So it was even harder to make this list than it was the best NHL contracts. But they are, in my opinion, some of these will be surprises to you. Some of them are high. So the thing is, I have one rule for this. One rule that made it a little bit easier to narrow it down for me. It is any player, if they have a bad contract, if you think they should be on, they probably aren't because either they weren't included just because they weren't bad enough, or they were UFA after this season. So I'm not counting contracts that'll end after this season. So there will be some contracts that you think, well, are still bad, but they will be ending at the end of the year. I put a lot of emphasis on the length of the contract, how long it goes. A lot of these are going for quite a long time. But at number 10, I have on the Vancouver Canucks, Louis Eriksson, $6 million till 2022, 2023, just abysmal in every sense of the word. He has 13 points on the season, which isn't terrible. If you're getting paid like a third liner, it isn't terrible. But $6 million, that's not cutting it at all. If you're getting paid $6 million, you're expected to be around, I wouldn't say point per game, but like I'd say 60 points in a season, something like that. $6 million, 13 points around, like 33 points of the season, definitely not good enough. At the time of the signing, it was a bad contract. At the end of the signing, it's going to be an even worse contract. I don't know why the Vancouver Canucks signed him at that price point, and I don't even know if anybody did. At number 9, I have Andy Green on the New Jersey Devils, who is at 8 points on the season. He is the captain for them. 42% on Corsi for percentage. That is just terrible. $5 million until 2021. I think he's like 35, something like that. So he's going to get any better than this, and he definitely, that contract will just look worse and worse as the year goes by, or as the years go by. 42% on Corsi for percentage. That is abysmal, as bad as it really gets. And for the captain, he's just a really lousy captain. He might be a good off-ice guy, but on the ice, he definitely isn't cutting it. Now, I'll put him at number 9, $5 million for Andy Green. That's not good enough. At number 8, probably the contract with the least length on the list, Brooks Orpik at 5 points. He has 43.4% Corsi for percentage. For the defenseman, I conclude Corsi because I didn't want to just put points as them, because I just wanted to give a broader example of how bad they are. But I gave the Corsi for percentage just because I think that points aren't going to really give a whole about how bad they are. But $5.50 million for until 1920. That's the shortest contract on the list, but it definitely doesn't excuse the amount for Brooks Orpik. He's a bottom 6 guy at best, and Washington Capitals are definitely regretting that contract now. In the next couple of years, it's going to be rough for them. At number 7, I have Travis Zajac. I always have trouble pronouncing his name. 2 points, that's terrible for any NHL player. I think he's at like 20 games played, something like that, so he has been injured a couple of times. And he's at 5.75 million. That is abysmal. That's terrible. The contract lasts till 21-22. It definitely isn't good at all. 2 points, that is just abysmal. I don't even care if he's great defensively. He is pretty good defensively, but 2 points, like, that's just unbelievably bad for a guy who's getting paid almost $6 million. It's just terrible. Like, the New Jersey Devils should have never signed that contract. I don't know if Zajac is just was injured in those 20 games. He is injured right now, I'm pretty sure. But 2 points, just wow. At number 6, I'd say the worst contract on the Rangers by far, Mark Stahl. $5.70 million till 21-22 for a trash defenseman. Mark Stahl is one of the most overrated defensemen in the league. He barely gets any points. He's terrible defensively, he's terrible offensively, and he's somewhat physical, but he's slow. He's that typical slow defenseman who gets way overpaid. $5.7 million. That is just not going to cut it at all for his price point. He's just bad, and the Rangers are definitely regretting signing that contract and acquiring that contract. Just a terrible deal. I don't know why the Rangers have that I don't know why they even feel like it's a good contract at all. It's just bad, and the Rangers are in a tough spot with that contract, and that contract isn't going to go away for quite a while. So they're going to have to fix it quick. I don't know how they would, but Mark Stahl, just bad. At number 5, I have Andrew McDonald on the Philadelphia Flyers. For 3 more years, the contract goes until I think it was like 2021. But Andrew McDonald, 3 points on the season. I think he's played like 25 games, something like that, around that area. 44.5% on the course to 4 percentage. He is hot trash and just abysmal. Bad defensively. He's okay defensively, I'd say. He blocks a lot of shots, but that's about it. That's the only real quality that Andrew McDonald has. Reminds me a lot of Chris Russell. He didn't make the list. Chris Russell did, just because there's lots of competition on here. But Andrew McDonald, the moment that the Philadelphia Flyers signed that contract, it was just bad, and like it wasn't going to get any better. He is relatively young for that contract, but $5 million, man, that is just terrible. And really, the Flyers are just going to be in trouble in the next couple of years. They really have some bad contracts on the team. They have like Yori Laterra, just some bad contracts on the team that they really do need to fix. And Andrew McDonald is one of the highlights of that. At number 4, I have Dion Phaneuf on the Ottawa Senators. 11 points. It's respectable. It's okay. It's fine. 11 points. $7 million is getting paid. And then that raises flags. That raises definitely some red flags there. Until 21-22, Dion Phaneuf is getting paid $7 million. Well, a lot of us are scraping at the bottom for money. Not me. I'm a teenager. I'm not making that much money. But at 45% or 45.2% on the course 4 percentage, that's not worth $7 million. I'm just going to break it to you guys now. It's not a news flash, but it definitely isn't worth $7 million. And Dion Phaneuf is just bad. He's just your typical slow defenseman. He has some skill to him, but he doesn't really break it out all that much. 11 points, it's okay, but $7 million is you should be playing a lot better for a $7 million defenseman. At number 3, I have Bobby Ryan on the Ottawa Senators. 2 bad contracts on the Ottawa Senators. 2 contracts on the top 5 worst. Ugh, that's not good. That's not good looking for them. But 13 points, it's okay. That's a decent third liner on your hands. But then you see that he's getting paid $7.25 million until 22-23, and then it raises a lot of problems. It raises a ton of problems. Bobby Ryan has underproduced for the Ottawa Senators for a long, long time. And that contract is just abysmal. I'd say the worst on the team by far. Even though the Phaneuf contract is still like a league below that Bobby Ryan contract. But some just bad. It's just terrible. And Bobby Ryan isn't producing at all, really. For the caliber that he should be producing, he's just underperforming a lot. And the contract is definitely not worth it. At number 2, I have on the Red Wings, Danny DeKeyser. $5 million till 22-23. 2 points as a defenseman, 45.6% Corsi 4 percentage, just terrible, just absolutely terrible. And 2 points on the season. He's played about, I think it was like 20, 21 games, which he's missed a lot of time, but you can't be paying guys $5 million to be injured, and when they're not injured, they're completely trash. Like, DeKeyser is just bad, and you pay him $5 million till like the world ends, and it's just terrible. Like, why did they even sign that? The Red Wings have some terrible contracts on the team, but DeKeyser really highlights that, and he's probably the worst on the team, and that's saying something. DeKeyser is just a bad defenseman that is getting paid $5 million. The Red Wings have some awful contract on the team, but DeKeyser just highlights it. And number 1, now this is going to raise some controversy. Why don't you put Bobby Ryan on the first? Why did you not put Dion Phaneuf in first? But number 1. And it's going to be, I wouldn't say it's biased, but number 1, Zach Parise. I don't care. I don't care what your flack is. Zach Parise is, in my opinion, when I'm looking at all these bad contracts, I'm looking at his, and it's not because he's a bad player. It's not because he's a bad player. He's not a bad player at all. He's a good player. But $7.54 million till 2024-25 is absolutely ridiculous. He's injury prone. He has lots of years where he's gotten injured. He hasn't been able to stay healthy for the longest time. And Parise is a fantastic player when he's healthy, but when he's healthy is like the rarest thing in the world. He'll never be healthy. He'll always just be injured, it seems. And Zach Parise has been injured. He's on the conditional stand. I think he's in the AHL right now. He's probably going to get injured again. But $7.54 million for a player who's always injured. and it's just a bad contract. It'll definitely haunt the Wild. It goes until he's like 42 as well. So when he's 42, he'll definitely be bad, and he'll also probably be injured. He'll probably be injured and bad. Unlike he'll be good right now. He's good right now, but he's also injured. But he'll probably be injured and bad when he's 40. That's it. The length is ridiculous. Even if it was a great player, the length is still pretty ridiculous. But he's injured all the time, and I can't justify having that contract. I think that contract will haunt the Wild for a long time. I was contemplating putting the Suter contract on the list as well. I don't know if that quite made it, because I felt like he had some good years, still had some great years in him, and he doesn't really have that track record of being injury prone. But Zach Parise, definitely, he's been injured for how long now? And I just can't justify it. I really can't. That's going to be it today, guys. Gonna enjoy it. Make sure to like. If you guys really enjoy it, subscribe. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.